Told you guys I'll be back. So this video is about how to deal with an impersonator. What I mean is how to deal with a police impersonator. How to find out if the person that's pulling you over is a police officer or a impersonator. Okay, now first thing you would do is pull over. Okay, make sure those know that you're pulling over. Okay, headlights. Turn on your emergency headlights. Let the officer know I am pulling over. 2, look at your rear mirror and figure out how is the police officer getting out the car. 3, look when he approaches you. And if you guys ever got stopped by a police officer, you guys will know this. How would the cop approach you? What would he say? What would his action be? 4, don't be afraid to ask the cop for his ID. By law, he's required to when you ask for his ID, he is required to give you an ID to make sure he's not impersonating a police officer. 5, an impersonator can also drive a marked police vehicle or a unmarked police vehicle. It depends on what state it is. Now, impersonating a police officer means you wearing a badge, you wearing a gun without concealed, you handcuffing people without permission, you telling people that you're a cop. That's basically impersonating a police officer. For example, guy in Florida went to jail for impersonating a U.S. Marshal. He brought a fake gun into a grocery store or a convenience store, whatever store it was. Security called the police. Police had to investigate what happened. He said he had a supervisor. The officer asked him, "Do you have a supervisor's name? Do you have your badge number? Do you have your badge at all?" He said no. They asked him, "Is he a federal agent?" He was like, "No." And I don't know how they didn't get that in the first place. And then they said, "You're a federal marshal." He's like, "No." The second time they asked, and he was like, "You're not a federal marshal." He's like, "No." And he was like, "Well, great, you just impersonating a police officer." And then he asked him, "Is that a gun?" He's like, "No." So you're carrying a fake gun. You are pretending to be a cop. Now, a federal agent, a federal marshal is considered a police officer. Just because it's federal does not mean it's not police. Police officers can mean a lot of things. Okay, as long as you're sworn into something, you're a police officer. For example, if you are a sheriff, that's a cop. That's a police officer. If you are a park ranger, I think that's a police officer. I think that's a cop. If you are a bar police, that's a cop. If you are a federal police, that's a cop. That's basically it. Because in those 4 things, you gotta be sworn and you gotta have a license for it. A driver's license and a license to carry. But if you ever see an impersonator, if you think it's an impersonator, make sure the cop or the impersonator knows that you're stopping, and go to a police station or go to a little area so people can put it on video so the actual police officer can arrest them for impersonating cop. The reason why I brought this video up is because we had a lot of people in Florida and Fairfield and Sacramento and other states impersonating cops. They putting those lights on those police lights, the white little lights where they have to see at night. You know what I'm talking about? Those. I see them on cop car. I see them on police. I see them on police cars, but I also see them on other cars, which they should have illegal. It should be illegal, but it's not. because they don't think they're cops. Because some people just like to put the spotlight on them just to bug them. But there's two crimes to that. As a impersonating a police officer, that's 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 something peace. There's it's, disturbing the peace. You know, is violating somebody's rights. You know, now if you're a sworn cop, you're not breaking any laws if you're a sworn cop and you're doing your job. If you are an impersonator, you are going against the law. And you and impersonating a police officer, I think it's I'm actually sure. I think it's like 4 or 5 years in state prison or 2 years. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up and I gotta make another video. But that's the difference between that's how you can tell if it's a cop or not. You know, by law, cops have to have ID, which tells them the city that they're working in, the rank of the officer, the station he's stationed at, and I think that's it. And his badge number. If you ask the person for the badge number and they say they don't want to give it to you, that might be not a cop. That might not be a cop that's pulling you over, because by law they're supposed to be if you ask for an ID, they're supposed to give you an ID. They're supposed to not give it to you, but they're supposed to show it to you, because there's a lot of people that impersonate cops out there in the world, you know, and it's not okay. It's not okay because why would you want to impersonate a cop if the cops get paid to protect and serve? They come out 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They come out longer than impersonators do. You know, when you don't see impersonators until maybe nighttime. Okay, let me tell you something. On YouTube, look it up. Impersonating cops. You had an impersonator pull over a sergeant. You had an impersonator pull over an actual cop. You had an impersonator pull over off-duty cop. You had an impersonator pulling over a cop that's that's in an unmarked vehicle. You know, yeah, a lot of people that's being stupid. But make sure that if you get pulled over, one, you make sure the officer knows that you are notified. Two, pull over in a lit area so people can be looking. Three, if you're by a police station, go to a police station. Because usually people that impersonate cops, they don't want to go to an actual police station because they're impersonating them. So why would they want to go to a police station if you go impersonate them? Then you get arrested for sure. So they're not gonna go to the police station. So if you can, the quickest way is go to a police station. 4, ask for the badge number, and 5, call dispatch and ask them is the vehicle that put on me an actual cop car, because cop cars are they're registered as cop cars. Off-duty police officers, they have to show you the badge and they have to show you I think they'll show you the ID too, just to tell them just to make sure that they're not impersonators. You know, and there's a lot of videos about this. There's a lot of videos about this. I'm not gonna go all the way into it, but that's the 4 things you can do, literally, or 5 things you can do. So it wasn't gonna be a long video. It's only gonna be about 9 minutes, 9-10 minutes. But yeah, that's what you do if you see an impersonator. Again, I think it's 4 or 5 steps. 1, let the police know that you're pulling over. 2, always look at the movement of the cop. 3, ask them for their badge number and ask them for their ID. If they don't give you ID, there might not be a cop. 4, call dispatch and ask them if that is a cop. Tell them the license plate, and then if it's not a cop, the dispatch will call an actual law enforcement officer to investigate what happened. So and I would really advise people to put cameras on your cars So if you guys do get put over by a cop or an impersonator, they can catch them. And if you're getting put over by a cop, and if the cops treating you wrong, at least you got video of yourself that you can show the court. You know, I really advise you guys to really put video cameras on your cars, because honestly, from this time and age, video cameras is the key right now. So, just letting you guys know, that's the biggest way to actually get people in trouble is put video cameras on your cars. You know, especially the back. You know, because the back is where the cop put you over, or a person gonna put you over, and definitely the front, just because it was an accident and they need proof that you didn't do anything, so you don't have to go to jail for no reason. All right, guys, this is Nick Lewis. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I will see you in a little bit because I'm doing another live stream. Um, just a short one about how can you reach me. So yeah. All right, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.